what's up mga ka-action? Muli naman po tayo nagbabalik sa panibago nating video, panibagong reaction mga ka-action, mga kakamping. Magandang gabi na po sa lahat natin ng mga viewers. Alright, ito po, may gusto lang po ako na i-share sa inyo for update, no? Itong naging privilege speech at napakaganda ho pakinggan na naging privilege speech ni Honorable Mayor Leni Robredo ng Naga City mga ka-action. Ito po ay naka-upload sa President Leni Robredo 2028, credit or courtesy sa video nyo, ma'am or sir. And then, basahin lang po muna natin itong naging caption para maunawaan nyo po kung ano bang privilege po ito, no? Bago natin i-play ang video. Okay? Ayon dito, FBP and Naga City Honorable Mayor Leni Robredo was among the keynote speaker during the Laudato Si after 10 years. Anong ginibata? Forum on Monday, September 1, 2025 at the Arop Convention Hall, Ateneo de Naga University, sharing update on flood prevention and mitigation in Naga City while emphasizing nature-based solution as crucial step toward an sustainable future. Ayun. Yun po yung naging caption po sa video mga ka-action, mga kakamping. Okay. So ito po, panoorin po muna natin mga ka-action, mga kakamping.
Thank you very much, Father Ari D, our University President, Father Gabriel Nanyawa, Province Assistant for Ecological Justice of the Philippine Province, the rest of the Jesuits of Ateneo de Naga, Father Erwin Bismonte, our Assistant Director for Caritas Cáceres, Dr. Digna Alba, Vice President for Higher Education, the principals of the grade school, junior high school, and senior high school if they are around, the deans of the different colleges, faculty, and staff. There are participants from USI, and also from the seminary schools. Nasaan ba kayo? Wala. This is just purely Ateneo. USI. Sige. All the students, members of the civil society, organizations, and people's organizations who are present, marhay na aga sa Indogabos. Believe ako na di ka mo nag-cancel and you are here. So bago pa ako aburido na canceled na naman ang klase sa ka-work. But I am glad that you decided to push through with this event. We are here to commemorate a very special anniversary. A decade since our Holy Father, Pope Francis, gave us his powerful encyclical Laudato Si. A decade of reflection, a decade of understanding, our shared responsibility to care for our common home. Ayaon pala si Councilor Gail, nahiling ko sa likod. Councilor Gail Abonal Gomez. And with the Jubilee year upon us, this is a moment for us to look at our city, Naga City, and see what we have done, what we are doing, and what we can do together. Nasa ina si Official Seal ta. Yan. Hilingon ta po ang sa tuyang official seal. If you look at our official seal, this is the official seal of Naga City, the prominent images of Mount Isarog, the Bicol River, and a majestic Nara tree come together to symbolize our identity. When we reflect on our city's river, igo po kitang tulo na rivers in the city, Naga River, Yabu River, and Inarihan River. Tama ba? Nasusupok ako magtaram na yaon si Jan, ta si Jan ang may aram kang gabus. Nag-uula siya sa Bicol River. But if you look at our three rivers in Naga, you will realize that these rivers are actually the lifeblood of our community. And just as we nurture our families and protect our children, we must also cherish our rivers, our forests, and syempre our air. They are integral parts of our family and our home, deserving of the same love and care we offer to those closest to us. So next slide, please. So where are we now? Where are we in Naga? Let us be honest. The challenges are huge and we face a lot of limitations. But the good news is, the challenges, no matter how big, are not insurmountable. We are not starting from scratch. As soon as I assumed office in the afternoon of June 30, so 2 months in office na ako, we were full steam ahead as far as environmental protection is concerned. We have already started our journey and we have made some progress. We are here to celebrate those first steps while acknowledging that the road ahead is still long. Protecting our environment is not the task of one office or one person alone. It requires bayanihan spirit and bayanihan effort, a shared responsibility of every Nagueño. Next slide, please. Let us start with our water quality situation. Our Naga River and its tributaries have been classified by the DENR as Class C, meaning it already poses danger to our health and skin contact is no longer encouraged. But in our uplands, especially the Yabu and Inarihan rivers in Panikwason, these two rivers are still classified as Class B, which makes the water still suitable for bathing and swimming. The Naga River, which is our major waterway, received failing marks in many parameters, including oil and grease, fecal coliform, and phosphates. The good news is that DENR has already designated our river system as a water quality management area, or WACMA. And the city government already crafted a 10-year WACMA action plan to clean our waters. Since I started office, we have been regularly cleaning our creeks and declogging our drainage. We have also been monitoring establishments to ensure that there are no violations of our Naga City Wastewater Management Ordinance. Next slide, please. One of our finish lines, kang nagpuon po kami when we started office, even before we started office, we've had a series of sectoral consultations with the barangays, and the newly elected officials of the city agreed on 8 finish lines. Ang gustong sabihin kang finish lines, iyo po ini si targets me. Na at the end of our term, after 3 years, we would be able to achieve this. One of our finish lines for 2028 is to make Naga cleaner, greener, and flood resilient. But we can only achieve that if we go to the root of our problems. To heal our river, we need to ensure the proper management of used oil and grease-trapped waste. We need to strictly implement our septage wastewater management ordinance dahil kadakol pong violations. And we will work towards installing water filtration systems along the Naga River banks to control contamination. Just to give you an idea, mayo po kita ni saro ning water filtration, including wastewater from the Naga City Public Market. Gabos po yan nahuhulog sa river na mayong filtration. The only water filtrations that we have is at the sanitary landfill na naraot pa saka sa abattoir. Iyon lang po ang may water filtration. But we have noticed that it has been the water filtration system for the Naga City Public Market has been in the budget for many years already. Pero si binabudget piglilipat sa ibang gagastusan. So ngunyan, sinabihan ko na di yan pwedeng hiroon. Talagang dapat i-prioritize na yaon sa budget. So hopefully within the year, you would be able to have a water filtration system already. Dakula ang budget niya, garo if I am not mistaken, 15 million ang nasa budget niya. It won't cost that much. So sabi mi, si magkasya sa 15 million, maglaag na ning mga water filtration system sa gabos na mga luwasan ng tubig paduman sa Naga River. So that is a very important first step. The aspiration is that eventually we would be able to afford an honest to goodness sewerage system for the city. Mahalon, igwalan po kita septage, ang sewerage kaya mahalon na maray. So aspiration yan, we will continue working for the city to have one. I remember when my husband was still mayor, that was already the dream. Pero hanggang ngunyan, mayo pa. Pero sana before the end of my term, iguan lang kitang ma-achieve dawa pa paano. But this is where your help is vital. We need each one of you to be part of the solution and to walk tirelessly beside us as we care for our environment. Next slide. Right now, our efforts are focused on cleaning and declogging our drainage systems and clearing and desilting our waterways. These are the necessary first steps before we can even discuss what kind of infrastructure we would need to help ease flooding. So, day pa po kita naghahagad ng mga flood control programs. Gusto tango na, we want to clean our drainage systems first, and we want to desilt our rivers and creeks. Baka kaya man sa paglinig. Baka kaya man sa paglinig. The primary purpose of our declogging operations is to clear our drainage system of grease, garbage, and other debris that obstruct water flow. We have already completed significant projects in this area. For 2 months now, puon po kang ako nagtukaw in last June 30, our Solid Waste Management and Management Office has been declogging problematic drainages in many areas of Naga City. Nara and Arana Streets in Santa Cruz, dyan po sa likod nindo. Julian Militon Elementary School na perming baha. Upville in Barangay San Felipe. And currently ongoing is at Sabang Elementary School. So iyo pa sana ni. In 2 months, iyo pa sana sinadedeclog tang drainages. In these locations alone, we already collected a substantial volume of silt. Halos 200 tons already. Our team, together with DPWH, has already cleared Sagop Creek. Ang Sagop Creek po is a 10-kilometer creek that starts sa Palestina, Pili, tapos nag-end siya sa Bicol River, sa may likod po kang Win-Win. We have started with DPWH. Kaya tano po with DPWH dahil we borrowed their amphibious excavator because we don't have one in the city. In fairness po sa DPWH region, garo almost 2 months na dindigdi sa indang amphibious excavator, pati sa indang mga tao to help us. Pag nahiling po nindo sa aram na aram yan ni Jan, pag nahiling po nindo ang Sagop Creek, garo siya halas na. Garo grabe ang meandering. Kaya nadidipisilan si paglinig. Mas masakit po ang water flow pag meandering. In fact, di ko garo ni na istorya sa imo, Jan. In fact, some of the engineers nagsasuggest, daw itanos na sana iniyo. Pero sabi mi, because water reclaims itself. Diba? Dawa itanos mo yan, mabalik yan duman sa dati. So, ito pong na-clear na, Sagop Creek duman, saka Katmon Creek. Ang Katmon Creek po, parallel siya sa Magsaysay Avenue. Siya itong nasa likod. If you are familiar with Liton Hotel yata, Liton Hotel, South Star Drug, nasa likod kayan, Katmon Street yan. Sa likod kang Katmon Street, igwang Katmon Creek. Ang problema ta dyan, kadakol obstructions. But, our team, again together with DPWH, has already started clearing both Sagop Creek and Catmon Creek. Inilang pong duwang creeks na ni, the volume, pero si volume na nakuaninda, kundi ako napapasala, 153 tons of silt. So, araw kayan kagrabe ang ati. And, kang nagparauran, if you remember, sorry nito, 2 weeks ago, itong sunod-sunod na mayo kitang klase, nagparauran, we have been monitoring all the areas na perming binabaha, in fairness, dahil nagbaha. So, sabi mi, siguro kaya man kang paglinig. Ang problema, how to sustain it. So, we really need to educate people, especially the residents in the area, na dapat bantay na nindayan. It is a lot of hard work, but our efforts have already made a noticeable difference in flood-prone areas. In addition to declogging, we are also conducting large-scale clearing and grass-cutting operations throughout the city. Hindi ko po kung napapansinin do. Sige kita. Our clearing operations involve the systematic collection and removal of tree trimmings, green waste, and other plant debris that can clog waterways and contribute to flooding. When they started cleaning kaya the creeks, saka mga drainages, ang kadakol pong yaon, itong mga gamot kang mga, mga gamot kang mga trees na nagkapurutol, nagtagas na siya, nakakasulat siya sa mga culverts, saka mga kadakol ang kawayan. During Typhoon Christine, iyan pong Yabu River where a lot of people died. Kampig ki-clean si debris dyan, kadakol bamboo. Apparently, pababa from Mount Isarog, kadakol si bamboo na mga tanom sa banks kang river, madali pala siyang maatong. So, kadakol na maray si bamboo na nakuha. Ayan. We have so far collected a total of 687.99 tons of tree trimmings, highlighting the scale of our efforts. Concurrently, our grass cutting operations focus on removing overgrown grass and weeds from public places and along waterways. This prevents vegetation from impeding water flow and keeps our communities clean and accessible. These combined efforts, declogging, clearing, and grass cutting, are vital components of our comprehensive flood prevention strategy in Naga. Several flood control projects are already being proposed by our engineers, but we have been seeking the help of experts to guide us in finding more nature-based solutions. So far, they have recommended putting up detention and retention ponds near our waterways to help lessen the volume of water that may overwhelm our drainage systems. When you look at the map of Naga, ang Naga po palaba siya horizontally. Ang map ng Naga palaba siya horizontally. On one end is Mount Isarog, which has the highest elevation. On the other end, ito si CBD Wanta, na iyuman ang lowest elevation. Ang suggestion po, kasi going down, garo si mga waterways suruwayan siya from the upland. Pero somewhere, sa may taas na dikit kang San Felipe, nagko-confluence po si mga rivers Pagbaba, iyon na sanayan Solong Naga River. Kung na-imagine po nindo sa may danlugan ni Ina, garo a little further ahead, yaon dyan si confluence kang rivers. So, saro na saan ang nagbababa? Puon sa may San Felipe, pababa sa sentro kang Naga, paluwa sa Bicol River. So, the suggestion of the experts is to put up, sabi ninda, 6 to 8 detention ponds pababa. Sa may kataid ka mga waterways. Ang detention ponds po, garo siya, mga basin. Yan, garo siya mga planggalang darakula. Para, si volume kang water na nagbababa, nakakatch na siya. So, dikit na sana ang nababa. Di ba, ang pagtubod sa Naga, There are areas in Naga that are really prone to flooding. Pero itong mga kataid kang river, pigpaparaabangan ta kung halangkaw na ang tubig. Bakong iyo? Dahil pag nagsanop ang river, dawa pa maayos ang drainage systems talaga mabaha na buong Naga. So the idea is to put up detention ponds pababa para dai madali mapano ang salog. Anak ko kaapunin do. Para dai madaling mapano ang salog. So garo na nade-delay niya. Nade-delay niya ang pagbaha. So ang pag-release kan tubig gradually when water level is not too high anymore. Aside from detention and retention ponds, nagsasuggest man sila ni mga cisterns. Pero ang cisterns will cost a lot of money. Tayaon siya sa mga irarum kang mga establishments. They have identified some areas already in Naga where we can put up cisterns. Ang saro po dyan, digdi sa may public market. Ang saro sa irarum kang Plaza Quezon. Ang saro si mga tennis courts sa kasi mga darakulang areas na mayo masyadong buildings. Ito is to put up cisterns para the same. Nabebasin din ang tubig, di itulos nagbabaha. If you are familiar with BGC, kaya po din nagbabaha ang BGC, dakulaon ang cistern kayan sa irarum. So, it is also being proposed na magkaigwa kita ng mga water cisterns. Digdi po sa Plaza Quezon, napakiulayan ta ang DPWH to alter the design a bit na ma-build na sa naman sindaning bagong stage, gibuhan na ning water cistern sa irarum. So, nagtugot na po ang DPWH, ibabali na ninda si water cistern sa irarum. So, that will help. Ang sarap pong one of the things that are also being recommended, and we have to campaign hard for this, is that all households should be required to have rainwater harvesting. Ito po yan, kung nahihiling nindo si mga drum baga ng tubig na blue, it doesn't have to be that. Pero daw anong klaseng nagre-rainwater harvest kita. Kasi ang suba sa Naga, we have too much water and none of it. Di ba? Grabe ang uranta, grabe ang bahata, pero makikita tubig. So that's the irony. So the suggestion is that all households should have rain harvest facilities para na diretso sa ang tubig sa sagurong diretso duman para nakakaipon ng tubig which they can use for watering the plants, pwede nindang washing the dishes, syempre de siya potable. But you can always put up a water filtration system also to a small water filtration system. We are studying that siguro for possible ordinance. Right after Typhoon Christine, kami po sa Angat Buhay, I wasn't mayor yet at that time. We wanted to fund rain catchment facilities for all households in Barangay Triangulo. Dahil duman grabe si baha. We wanted to do that, pero ang catch, mayo pa lang sila mga sagurong. So, madidipisilan. So, sabi mi, baka pwedeng i-alter the design of the houses para i-adapt na ang design kang houses sa flood situation. So that's also one of the recommendations of the experts. Ang sabi ninda, and we are doing that now. I already issued an executive order na nag-put up kita ng technical working group to draft a local building code. Because we found out that Naga City does not have a local building code. Igwaman pala dyan, pero penalties lang ang nakalaag. Ang ginagamit is the National Building Code. Pero ang National Building Code, they man taken into consideration si topographical, di ba topographical features ka Naga, saka si weather patterns digdi. So right now, we have a technical working group drafting a local building code. Takadakol kitang missed opportunities. I think I've said this so many times already. When we invited the experts over, ayan si John was able to attend some of the sessions. When we invited the experts over, sabi ninda, kadakol ka mong missed opportunities. Ang saro dyan si parking lot kang SNR sa kang Landers, dadakulaon ang parking lot. Pero because we did not have a local building code, we were not able to require them to use porous materials sa saindang parking lot. So, semento. Pag semento ang binabagsakan kang uran, what happens? Maduman siya sa drainage. Maduman siya sa drainage dahil di siya na-absorb kang tubig and it will always overwhelm our drainage systems. Dawa pa, igwa kitang drainage system, pero pagkadakol ang tubig, so that's what's happening in Naga. That's the reason why we have too much water and none of it. Dahil ang MNWD, 75% of the water supply is groundwater. 75% is groundwater. Sala po itong konsepta na hali sa isarog ang tubig ta. Only 25% of MNWD's water is from Mount Isarog. 75% is from groundwater. Ano po ang groundwater? Si tubig sa irarom kang daga. So pagkadakol na ang construction, na data na ang tabayanan, mayo ng masisipsip na tubig. So right now, MNWD is in the process of shifting the source of water supply from groundwater to surface water. Ang surface water po yun na ni itatap na si mga spring na yaon sa taas. So if we had a local building code, we would have been able to arrest some of this construction nightmares that's causing our floods. We also realized several flood control projects, sabi ko Subago, are already being proposed. Pero ang gusto ta, nature-based solutions muna. In fact, there are two major drainage projects that are being proposed by the City Engineer's Office. One of them is in St. Clair's, both are in Concepcion, Pequeña. One of them is in St. Clair's and another one is along Militon Street. Pero sabi ko halat mo na padalan tang tultul because we do not want to waste precious government funds. Gusto ta sigurado. And if there are better solutions that are more nature-based, mas duman kita. So we realized the need to pass a waterways management and protection ordinance. In the next 3 years, we hope to fully implement easement recovery and removal of all illegal structures from our waterways. It is urgent for us to acquire an amphibious backhoe or amphibious excavator so that the silting and clearing of our waterways will be year-round. So anong nangyari kaya? Because we don't have one, we just borrow from the DPWH. And syempre, when we borrow, nagpaparahalat lang kita kung noanin siya libre. So sabi ko, priority ta for the budget, for the 2026 budget, we have to acquire our own amphibious excavator already para year-round si desilting. Ito pong, I mentioned about illegal structures earlier. There's already an assessment just along Sagop Creek. Just along Sagop Creek, ang assessment, igonggar 168 structures na yaon sa Sagop Creek. Either yaon sa ibabaw kang Sagop Creek o nasa easement kang Sagop Creek. We already furnished most of them letters informing them. Pero in the next year or so, magiging priority po si pagpahali. Kang gabus na illegal structures, after this, at 10 o'clock, igo po kaming Solid Waste Management Council meeting. And pag-uulayan, yaon ang mga barangay, pag-uulayan na oras na naghali kita ng mga illegal structures, babantayan na kang barangay na no other structures will be built on our easements. Our air is something we cannot see. but it affects our health every single day. Ang TB po sa Naga Halangkawon, tuberculosis in Naga, the statistics is not very good. The good news is that based on DENR's annual monitoring, the status of our air quality is still good. Ano, maray pamanda ang status kang air quality ta. But we need to do more. Not just to sustain what we already have, but to work on still improving air quality. The first step is a massive regreening program which we will be launching soon. Pinag-uulayan na po ini with ENRO. We will also start measuring the city's carbon footprint and set periodic goals. Kunyan po kaya data sinusukol. Pero pinag-ulayan minana, we will start measuring and that we will set goals para permikitang paduman sa improvement. We will incentivize all our public transportation to already shift to e-vehicles. Ngunyan po pinag-uulayan na yan. Pinag-uulayan na naghahanap po kitang mga private companies and government agencies willing to help our public transport stakeholders. Siyempre, sunod man dyan ang private transportation. Pero ang private transportation kaya is a small percentage of the entire pie. We will also start our shift to using renewable energy in all government buildings owned by the city. Medyo masakit siya. Darada ko lang kwarta ang kaipuhan, pero it is the aspiration and we will start doing that with the 2 buildings that are now being constructed. Itong Cesar building, saka itong what was supposed to be a dormitory, ang sa tuya po, gigibuhunta na siya na solar powered. We are aware that these are extremely ambitious goals, but they are doable as long as we set our hearts to achieve them. Next slide. Mount Isarog is our treasure. More than just a mountain, it is a vital watershed and biodiversity hotspot. The city government co-manages this protected area. Taano po ta co-manages? DENR on top of it, and we share Mount Isarog with 5 other municipalities. From the 4th district and the 3rd district. There are reports that in the recent past, there have been developments in the watershed area. We are in the process of assessing these reports. We will also be doing all we can to protect our watershed. Our goal is to expand our vegetation cover and develop ecotourism zones to provide our local communities with sustainable livelihood so that they will not be tempted to engage in illegal resource extraction. Next slide. When we look at our waste generation, we see a significant disappointing increase. From January to July of 2025, our city's average daily waste generation was 161.27 tons per day. This is a notable increase of 34.17% compared to 120 tons per day in 2024 before Typhoon Christine. Despite this challenge, our waste diversion efforts are making a difference. We have a total diversion rate of 66.98%. Ang diversion po itong pupurbaranta, nagabos na pigaapon sa basura de igabos maduman sa sanitary landfill. Piggigibo siyang ibang bagay, pigre-recycle, etc. This is broken down into 33% biodegradable waste, 27% recyclables, and 7% residual waste with potential to recycling. Pero I would have to admit, grabe pa po ang pagkukulang ta. That's why we are having a Solid Waste Management Council meeting after this. A major concern is the volume of residual plastic. As of July 2025, we generate 23 tons of residual plastic waste per day. This makes up 14.28% of our total waste. Nakulaon po yan na maray. And is a key factor in the flooding issues we face, as it often gets mixed with wet silt in our drainage systems. There is definitely a need for us to improve our waste diversion initiatives. Iyon ni po ang topic kang council meeting today. So, iyan si Pigigiribo mo niyan, pero kulang pang maray. Ano, iyan si Pigigiribo, pero kulang pang maray. So, we need to do a better job. Pero next slide. Ano po si Waste Forward? Ay, gano'n ko na. Ay, sige. Isisingit ko na lang. Waste Forward, number 1, improve our garbage collection system. Paano ta po i-improve? Kaya po halta pang ma-rationalize ang schedule of garbage collection. Kadakol pa po kitang problema sa schedule. Tano po ta kadakol kitang problema, kulang pa kitang maray sa gamit. Ano, we need to, for 5 years, day kaya nagbakal ng garbage truck. So, ngunyan po, naghahabol kita sa ideal number. So, we hope to be able to have our ideal fleet of garbage trucks and compactor trucks in the next year or so. Kaya kung igo pong mga lugar digdi na dati ngaya, araw ka ni si frequency kang pagkuang, ngunyan na, ang rason po, day kaya kita nagpara-upgrade. So si mga luma tang trucks, day ta na nagagamit. The assessment before was, it is better to buy new trucks than content ourselves with the old ones. Tapag garbage po kaya ang pigsasakay, grabe ang maintenance cost. So gigibuhon ta po 'yan. Ang panduwa, the passage of a Magna Carta for environmental workers, hababaon po ang sweldo kan sa tuyang mga basurero. Bako lang pong hababaon ang sweldo dahil sinda pwedeng mag-claim ng overtime dahil kadaklan sa inda mga job order employees. Makahirakon po sinda, lalo na kan Typhoon Christine. So we have been soliciting from private donors para lang at least may kakanon sinda. Pero kaipuhan po mag-pass ng Magna Carta.
So yun na ho mga ka-action, mga kakamping, no, napanood na po natin at napakinggan na po natin ang mga magagandang ano ho ni ginshare ni Mayor Leni Robredo ho, mga ka-action, mga kakamping. Napakaswerte ho talaga pag ganito ho talaga ang mayor mo, no? Talagang tayo siguro kung taga-Naga ho siguro tayo, siyempre gagaan din po ang pakiramdam natin kasi halimbawa mga ano man ang mga pwede mo agad-agad malapitan si Mayor Leni kung ano ba ang mga problema, di ba? Kaya napakaswerte ho ninyo mga taga-Naga at hindi ho talaga masasayang ang boto nyo dyan kay former Vice President Leni Robredo na siya ang binoto nyo ngayon na mayor na po siya ng Naga City, di ba? Sabi ko nga ho, mga ka-action, mga campaign, no? Siguro matapos ang isang taon na pagserbisyo nito, pag bumisita ka sa Naga, may pagbabago na ho talaga at may pagganda na ho talaga. 'Di ba? Kasi ang ganda ho ng kanilang mga policy. Oo, mga ka-action, wala ka talagang masabi kay Mayor Leni. Kaya dito sa pagiging leader ni Mayor Leni, saludo ho tayo diyan. Kasi una-una hindi po 'yan matawag natin na magnanakaw, 'di ba? Kasi malinis po ang track record niya. Ang mga DDS nga hindi nga yan matawag-tawag na magnanakaw, kundi ang lagi na lang sinasabi nila lugaw. Hindi nila matawag-tawag yan na magnanakaw. Kasi malinis ho ang track record ng isang former Vice President Leni Robredo. So yun lang po mga ka-action, mga kakamping, no, share ko lang ho sa inyo. Maraming salamat po sa lahat natin ng mga viewers Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao all over the world. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, si The Action Man. Good evening, everyone.